if you have a public avatar that you found in a world or have bought from somebody over, say, Gumroad or Booth, feel free to share uh, the avatar with others so that folks can collect it as well. Do be sure to credit the author and the world or website location where it can be retrieved from. So say I have this avatar, which is a public avatar. I don't know where you can get it from, but it is it's by whoever I can find.
It's from auto testing.
I don't know.
It's the test avatar.
There you go.
Hey, have you thought about using a more performant avatar? Oh, I mean...
This one's also a good one. You may know where this one's from. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. I really like the detail in the legs.
The leg detail is it's beyond comprehension. And then the second segment is for a discussion and feedback of your own avatars. So if you have avatars that you would like to share, just the progress of, say, like I've shared my own avatar quite a few times. It's just my It's just my private avatar, but I've marked it as public for the past few events to let folks check it out and junk, and also to like receive feedback. I noticed that when other people were wearing my avatar, none of us could use the camera on us for some reason until we rejoined the world. So that's something to figure out later on. But it's nice to find an issue like that.
That sounds like an issue that could even cause between different kinds of avatars with shaders. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what it could be. I've yet to even test it. I haven't been at my desk all month. The discussion and feedback segment has a maximum of 15 minutes per person, but feel free to use less time. Say if you want to share something just super quick and it takes like 5 minutes, then that's cool. Please don't bring any insulting or not safe for work avatars.
Okay, sure.
And following that, please respect the VRChat terms of service and the community meetup guidelines, which can be found in the community conduct channel. For those unaware, this is a part of a community events Discord. The link to that Discord can be found on communitymeetup.net. COMMUNITYMEETUP.net. 1-800/yes.
1-800 communitymeetup something.
Yeah. Apologies for my stammering on all this junk. I'm very much not prepared. I haven't been feeling great this past month. So to I guess start it off. If anyone would like to show a public avatar that they found or have customized and would like to share, please step over here behind me. And since that segment is much shorter, it seems much more appropriate to go first. So.
Why is there a banana dancing on the screen?
Why is there not a banana dancing on the screen?
Look, we all have to have a mascot, and some get to choose, and some don't.
And we weren't lucky enough.
Yeah, we got a bad roll. So,
Yeah.
So
Hi,
I
everyone.
guess you'll go first. Okay. Okay.
Alright, so I only heard about this event like 5 minutes ago, and I've already heard everything I need to hear. And just so you know, I'm not trusted user like most of you, so you guys are gonna have to turn on animations for me if you want to see like the things the character has. Alright, so anyway, this avatar was made for me by Chris Buster, if any of you know him. He makes a bunch of meme avatars for like a few years now. And this is basically, he took my face and he made it into this. And don't worry, I'm not this ugly in real life, but because he made me look ugly, then everyone most people I come up to with this avatar, they either instantly block me or they run away. So if you guys
We
don't
should
mind,
all run away
I'd
now.
like to demonstrate. All right. So it does this basically.
Oh god.
And he's like a femboy lover, so that's why the Felix t-shirt. And the second animation. It's like it's from a video that I made where I'm addicted to VRChat. So it's like, you know how like some characters have like animations where you from the expressions menu you can go behind them and while they're dancing. So that's like what I used to do when I was new to VRChat. So that's like a sort of an inside joke. So anyway, Chris Buster was really nice of him to make this, and it is public. Anyone can clone it off me. And you should check out his other work. He has like hundreds of these meme avatars. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you for sharing yourself.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, Ribbon.
Oh,
What's up?
Takes the time in Roundup info. It's still wrong. By 1 hour.
Oh.
it says 10 p.m.
Right.
Central European time instead of 9 p.m.
But it's 9. Yeah.
Whatever. Who cares? Not me.
I care.
People care.
I'm from that time zone.
Oh gosh, your name tag isn't showing up. It's like bugs. Yeah. Yo, come up here. Come up here. Show what you're gonna do.
Okay. Hello, everybody. So, a lot were wondering about. This is actually my very first avatar. This is actually I made this with I tried to use Blender, but I didn't use it. I used VDroid, which is like an easier edit for me. So I tried to do it for the first time, but I'm so happy that a VTuber named Thea from the virtual reality show gave me some tips and tricks on Discord, and I downloaded a converter so it can come up. So you guys can clone it. Let me make sure I got my cloning steady.
We can clone it. It works.
Okay, there you go. So all of this is actually made by Booth, like the jeans, the sneakers, even the shirt. I actually custom made the shirt, which is K-pop lover, which I currently am. I customized the shirt as well. Also, I got the hair from Booth. All of this is from Booth actually, because it was really easy. So, and also, Angel Goth, from, I know she's not here today, but she taught me how to upload avatars and all that kind of stuff. So this is like my first one. So this is like my actual first one, and I'm very, very proud of it. So I hope you guys like it. Thank you.
Yeah, nice work.
Yeah, thank you.
Whoa, nice work finding stuff on Booth and slapping it together. That's some.
I think this should be a ramp looking at this.
Why is that?
I think this should be a ramp because it doesn't seem to work the other thing you tried.
Hey, fellow Robo Boy, would you mind coming into the area instead of blocking the entrance?
Yeah,
Sorry,
stand
I'm
up the
new.
staircase.
No worries.
I don't know where else to stand.
I just need a ramp there, I guess. That'll make everything work out.
Yeah, because that would make it even more obvious.
So, thank you too for showing off your public and mashup avatars. Thank you. For those who would like to share more personal avatars, go over here. Go over here. You know the drill. You've been here, maybe. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Everyone.
Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of folks here.
Being streamed somewhere.
I'm grabbing somebody else. I'm grabbing Fab.
There's 3 cameras going right now.
Coomer's headset.
Azovrix, are you sharing? No, it doesn't seem like it. Okay. So Coffee Pot and Reg C and Favs. Are you all together?
Yeah, we're all together. Or we're like one.
Totally. Cool.
Alright.
Is anyone else showing off as a group, or is everybody doing it by themselves? Okay, no more groups. Let's take a few screenshots of all the folks.
This one.
Yes.
I like how every time you take a screenshot, your avatar goes into AFK for a split second.
It opens the Steam menu. I can't.
Oh.
I can't not. Okay. Let me see if those copied over. Okay, it seems like I've got everybody in here
Boop.
as far as I know. Anyone have time constraints? Cool. Okie dokie. I'll start off from over here and make my way over. Sponge, are you also showing? Oh, cool. I got you in here. Cool. Okie dokie. You're all free to sit down now, I guess. Or stand, or, you know, whatever you'll want to do. Yeah, sorry. I took a screenshot of everybody, so I'll just call names.
You're just gonna call how the avatar looks. Person with horns and bigger. Oh.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not so used to this yet.
It's okay. Now everyone's
So,
changed model.
It'd be a lot easier to just have people line up against the back wall.
Not with the amount of time it takes.
Yeah, and then the people in the back wall would like want to participate in using the avatar, so
So the first to show would be Coffee Pot's group of Half-Life avatars. And then after that would be Frofidor, if I'm saying that correctly. Frofidor, then Melting Army Men, and then Yash Zarniwoop, Nerd Koopa, Sponge, Sumo Cow, Tamish Tammy, Marino, Inevitable, and Table.
Hey, Ribbon.
We already talked about the
Can I add this
times.
to the list?
Oh, you wanted that? Oh.
Thank you.
Do you have a time constraint?
No, it was more. He
None.
thought the event was later because the time thingy.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'll have to fix that.
This is over. Nostro or Dragon, can one of you send me a message right now
I-
so that I don't forget?
I can do it
Or
right
rather,
now
I
if
will
you want
forget, but that
to.
will remind me. So and then finally, Fraser will be last.
Yeah, no problem.
Okie dokie. So the first group to show would be Coffee Pot's avatars. Or rather, that. Sorry.
Yeah. Alright, hello. I'm Coffee Pot. If that wasn't already clearly stated before. I've been working for the past 2.5 months on a large-scale port of a City 17 Half-Life 2 roleplay map, and with it, a bunch of these Half-Life Alyx Combine avatars. With these avatars, I've put a lot of work into the functionality side of things. So they all feature a full weapon wheel of different weapons you can choose from. All of the particles on here being PvP ready if you do decide to bring these to a PvP world. And there's a lot of different features and functionality in terms of whether or not, let's say, a world has not the greatest of reflection probes, or your avatar tends to not look too great. You can decide to go, hey, I want to use the world's reflections, or I want to use my own, and typically that'll help make your avatar look better in any world, depending on your preference. The way that does that is through a shader known as Rero Standard, is what I typically use as the primary shader for these avatars, where it has fallback reflections. And with that, there's also the large-scale coffee taunts menu, where I've pretty much just sat through for an entire, 2 days, just compiling, a million different, dance emote packs from different games, all into one big menu that I can now just slap onto any avatar. I don't... The action layer looks like it looks like a game of Fallout Shelter, literally a 50-story building of just go into here, go into there, go into here, go into there, of just emotes. Yeah.
Does that mean you can live inside that animator?
Pretty much. Actions for different things, as well as you've got a bunch of different emotes, none of which have music. I tend to like to have my taunts be more agnostic to context, so that way you can then apply them to any context. Whereas if an emote tends to have music, it tends to be kind of locked to its own bit.
Act muscle! Act muscle! Oh. Yeah.
So, what's up?
No, to say most of the animations were optimized to take up less files, less space than they normally would. Still need to get those last few in though.
Yeah.
Oh, you compressed them,
Yeah,
table?
another thing too is optimization is valued. As you may have noticed, all of these avatars, despite being fully featured, are all still pushing medium rank and not any lower or higher. Yeah. When does the cloning stuff typically is it during the thing, or does it happen after?
Whenever you feel like it.
This is whenever anyone wants to.
Well, oh, okay. Well,
Wait, what does that thing actually say?
if anybody wants to clone these and try out the things.
Mine's on.
Hey, come on, point it over here. It's gonna be on the stream, you know. Thank you.
Yeah, that's just an I totally forgot that was on there. That's an advertisement for the VRC Valve community that I make all of this stuff in.
There we go.
But yeah. Aside from that, here, if you wanna. Oh. One.
You said that you made this for a community? You're doing like an RP,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, I run a pretty much a Half-Life 2 roleplay group, much like what people used to do in Gary's mod servers, but through VRChat.
Seems pretty interesting from the times that I've been in there.
Do you want to
You
RP?
showed off your
Yeah.
17 world at the meetup before as well.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes, so I may actually do so again in the near future.
Right.
But yeah, I'll be working on more avatars and worlds.
Pick up that can.
Alright. I don't really think there's too much left to say. Alright, thank you. I think that's all.
Really well done. Good job.
Thank you.
Well, I guess I forgot. If you wanted any feedback on them, you could have like had question and answer section. I'm sorry, I just thought of that.
Yeah. I'll probably just wait till after the event then.
Well,
That's fine.
if you want to come back up, I didn't mean to rob you of any opportunity.
Alright.
Coffee.
Because I am working on stuff. I guess one of the things I did forget to mention is the weapon wheel is specifically set up for primarily index users. I pretty much had to sit and constantly test with someone who is not as poor as I am, and pretty much just go, alright, does this work? Okay, no, does this work? So pretty much I had to get this whole spiderweb system of, you turn your weapon on, you do finger point, then you can shoot, and then you do rock and roll to unequip it from your hand. So like it's all a toggle, because apparently index users have this weird thing where if you're in between a gesture, it'll think you're not doing one, and that would constantly make the gun disappear from the hand, like constantly. And it was annoying. And everyone's like, it's fine. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm annoyed.
That explains the few versions
So,
back.
I'd like to provide feedback and or help. I've been using, I did use Railroad Standard for a good year. And do you use metallic or specular maps with these?
I use metallic.
Okay, then never mind. Mine was an issue with specular.
Okay. Alright, so is that it? Okay.
Over there.
You said that you don't have an index yourself.
Shh.
Yeah, no, I don't.
It can be very difficult to.
I didn't know like how to, you know.
Like I have.
I thought they would appear in my hand, but then you know, like I said, I did do a gesture and then it showed up.
Not accurate enough.
Yeah.
That was very unintuitive to me, and I didn't realize what I did exactly to make it appear. So my feedback would be
that is the biggest.
Appear immediately as soon as you enable them in the expressions menu instead. But that is a preference of mine.
Yeah,
For the
possibly.
stun stick, yeah.
My main reasoning for that is again like when you try to open your menu up to then disable it, it tends to constantly like spam the stun stick, like, and I found that annoying. So I typically have it set to where it's not on by default, as we get a lot of people misfiring their weapons. Typically it's Quest users because they can't hear the gunshots due to audio sources not working on Quest avatars. So making it least likely to do misfires was kind of the focus. Yeah.
I noticed that I was misfiring my weapon quite a bit earlier. Though with some practice, I'm sure it can be easily figured out.
Yeah.
personally, I think it's a nice touch because it's like, to me, it feels like the best marriage of like, you know, the old like, you know, just 2.0 using gestures to like equip everything, and the 3.0 because like the smoothness of using a gesture is like still like, cause then you can like smoothly like unholster it, make it look natural.
Oh yeah.
While like if you just use the 3.0.
Because I'm asking for smoothly.
Oh, yeah, all of my weapons are using current constraints.
Do they even work on
And
Quest?
then in the hand. Yes, they, the constraints, no. On Quest, it's just toggles it on and off in the hand. They don't appear on the back on Quest.
Ah, okay.
Alright, I believe that should probably be about it. Alright, there we go. Thank you. Your microphone is not working at all, by the way. And it hasn't been. There you go.
Great.
Have you been
Definitely shows
talking that
you
whole
put a lot of
time?
effort into it.
I have been.
Your voice
God
glitched.
damn it.
No, you were talking that whole time. It was just.
And you just felt like everybody just ignored you.
I thought I was being ignored. That's why I was like, am I not important?
You're just more incomprehensible.
That happened. Yeah, that
It was
No.
wonderful.
every now and then the voice changes
Get on
corrupts
VR
on
and I was like,
startup.
oh, well, guess I'm going to desktop now.
No.
The next person to show would be Profidor?
Yeah. Blue. Hi. I only just found out about this place this week, so I tried to fit it in my schedule. This is... I don't know what this avatar is. I had this idea of doing really weird joint connections, and I just kind of put in a lot of time into just UV mapping it, rigging it, all that fun stuff. It doesn't do anything special. It's just a basic, excellent app. And, well, like, excellent as a quality. I don't want to brag.
We get you. It's okay.
Stop making me feel bad for having medium.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. It's just a cool idea I came up with, and so I wanted to show it off.
Well, good job executing. You did a great job.
Very interesting.
Someone recommended a metal texture on it, so I put it into Substance Painter and then colored some of the shapes, and yeah, came up with this. It's using the standard shader. I haven't really played around with mini shaders, so I don't know if there's a good metal shader. I use Koyomi in my other
Standard shader is always pretty good for metallics, or you could use Raro Standard, like the one that they use.
Oh, cool.
Which is also quite good.
Standard is pretty much the go-to shader for modern graphics. It has the PBR, which is pretty badass rendering.
Basically base rendering.
That's it. Yeah.
Physical.
Physically based rendering.
I like those more.
It has great, metallic calculation, so it definitely looks good on you.
Yeah. It's like, it was designed just, with the idea of like, oh, what if there was like a connection that went from here to here, and then getting some movement in the clavicle area. It's just following the standard skeleton is how I can push it as far as I can. That's the idea.
You said that you're using constraints for this?
No constraints. Just rigged it up normally, and it's all connected to the regular skeleton.
The shoulders move very fluidly.
Yeah, I snapped the bones based on the vertices of the spheres. Oh, my tracking's getting off. And so as long as the bone center is in the middle of the sphere, then they'll just, animate smoothly, as far as I can tell. It works all right. I've got other ideas for other weird 3D avatars in the works, but yeah. that's it. I'm open to feedback too.
Like constraints in Final IK to do more like unique stuff, like well not unique.
I don't know how to do that stuff.
More custom.
I think I've heard of Final IK. I don't really know what it is exactly. I'm kind of new to making avatars. At least I've been kind of dabbling in VRChat for a couple of years. Never really found a community or a bunch of creating stuff. I just kind of did it as a hobby. But I'd love to learn about that stuff. I don't know what that is though.
Are you a part of the community meetup Discord?
I found about it this week, and I just joined it. So I guess I'll probably ask questions on there.
Yeah, there's an avatar channel where you're free to ask whatever you like. Within reason.
Yeah. Of course. That guy's raising his hand. Nerd Koopa?
I just gotta say, like, this design is giving me a very, very specific vibe. Like, the vibe I'm getting is like a magnetic toy that you'd find in the gift shop of like some kind of science center, and that's not an insult.
Oh yeah.
True.
Thank you.
Very. Actually, magnet is a good way to put it. I can see where you get that, where like it does look like it's all like connected that way.
Yeah, maybe.
Reminds me kind of the robots from Castle in the Sky for some reason.
Oh, the red rose? Yeah.
To me, it's giving me I just lost a word. I'm sorry. It's reminding me of a somewhat old Oculus Go game. Where I think it's called like Daedalus or something. It's a very simple puzzle game, but the use of metallic and shapes and color definitely reminds me of that.
Yeah, I didn't want it to be too saturated, so it's really light metal colors. If that kind of made sense.
It's very pleasing.
I'm looking over the avatar stats, and unless I'm mistaken, you could just, as is right now, just port it over to Quest. So is that something that you plan on doing?
Oh yeah. I was thinking about it. I forgot how to do that. Something about switching Unity to Android. Yeah, like I have a lot to learn.
It's very easy.
Yeah, it's standard shader too, right? I don't know how you do specular maps and stuff. But I might make it my standard Quest avatar.
The Quest version uses the mobile shaders.
Yeah. Oh, fun.
There's a standard light shader that's provided in the VRChat SDK, so you can get your standard Unity shader. Yeah.
Does it do normal and specular? I feel like it'll lose a lot if it doesn't get normal. Oh, okay.
They have a standard light shader.
Oh, this is pretty interesting.
Pretty similar.
So I showed him your avatar, like the O avatar.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. I think that's all I really need.
Featureful, but it looks pretty much the same.
Yeah, it does normal metallic mapping. You should be fine.
Cool.
The
Yeah, I should try that.
the actual calculations it does for like the specular highlights is a bit different. So if you're looking like 1-to-1, there is a slight offset, but it shouldn't be too noticeable.
Yeah, it's not noticeable unless you have it direct side by side, which in the Quest you won't.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Okay. You asked if I was doing more avatars like this. I did a test avatar. I don't know if I have time to show it, but it was like a prototype for the next one. It's not colored, but this was taking it to another extreme with like hinges that slid the arms around.
Wow.
So it's like the pivots in the middle of the giant ring. Oh,
You just made everyone in this room drop their jaw, essentially.
Yeah.
It needs a bit more work, but yeah, it's
Even that avatar is completely,
Wait, so that's not constraints? It's just having the bone in the middle, the connection in the middle of the ring, of the circle?
just line up with the pivot point. Yeah, it's not super hard.
That's so smart.
A bit more work. This will need to be more of like a cutaway of a sphere, because apparently the rotations are. Well, if there's a way to constrain that, though, I could probably not need that.
Yeah, there
I think there's a way to do that in muscle games.
But constraints don't work. Oh, do they work on? No, they don't. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this would probably be the next avatar in the series.
If you're planning on making it public, because this is really good. Also make
Yeah, I might.
Because I'm sure a lot of Quest users would love to.
Yeah.
Just
kind of
keep in mind
well-made
with the
avatars.
Quest compatibility, if you do use constraints, you can't put that on Quest. Constraints aren't on.
Got it. Yeah. This is no constraints right so far.
They're not on Quest yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know when they show up. I'll be dying of old age.
Same.
Yeah. They crouch, it looks funny. Kind of like hold the rings together. They don't really touch each other. Kind of fun.
I feel like you could get stuck on yourself right now.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think I've ever seen mechanic design like this. This is cool.
Thank you.
Like even outside of VRChat.
Yeah.
So next is going to be triangles, right? Because you got squares, you're doing circles, and now we're going to get triangles.
Well, it's hard to rotate around a triangle. Maybe. I think
I
there's
already
something
called
I'll
dibs
try.
on triangle people.
Wait, are you saying we cannot draw polygons on our screens anymore because everything is just triangles?
Nah, it's illegal.
Non-triangles as an object and a concept. That would be terrible. All right. Well, that's kind of it.
Into constraints for sure. If
That
you're
sounds
doing
cool.
stuff like this, I would recommend going into Final IK, but it's $90 and it's gonna make you want to cry. So maybe don't.
Oh, yikes.
Wait for it to get on sale.
If you're very new to it, I wouldn't. Yeah, I would definitely look into constraints though. Constraints definitely give you a lot of freedom. They have their own quirks to get around, but if you just want to do simple shit, like you follow this or rotate around that, then it's not that limiting.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds very interesting. I'll have to look into that. All right. Well, that's
What
it
does it
so
look like
far.
when it lies down?
I don't know. I'd have to like get on my. I don't have like any room in my floor. It's like I'd have to like go into the floor. I don't know if that changes it. It's
You just look like
really
a bundle
weird.
of scrap at that point. When you
Yeah.
hold it up.
It doesn't work. I like the reflection. This is standard shader. I was like, blue. I need something to test it. this was a. I know I wanted to see if the joints actually worked at all. So it kind of works. Learned a bit though. But yeah, if anyone has any other questions, I think that's it.
Thank you for sharing.
Good.
These were two very excellent avatars.
Nice.
Thanks. Might share off the finished one next month. Yeah. We'll go this way. Kind of fits on the shelf. Yeah.
Have a nice day.
So yeah, thank you for sharing. I'm excited to see what you create in the future. So far, you had two very unique designs for your first avatars. You said.
Well, no, I've made more kit bashing stuff. These are fully custom original. But
Still, that's an incredible start.
Well, thank you. I have a bit of experience with 3D modeling and stuff, but not for VRChat.
The next person up would be Melting Army Men. If you are ready.
Falling.
Hello. Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Yes.
So, I've been making avatars for a little bit, but I'm still relatively new, only for about 3 months, but I have a 3D modeling background, a character model background, so I've got a bit of work in it. And so, I started off with a simpler version of this avatar. I had like 5 of them, and they were all medium, and I had to change between them, so I decided I'd stick everything on one avatar and make it good. So this avatar has all my efforts on it, and probably one of the main things people do notice about this avatar is the ears move, but that's not dynamic bones. That's actually baked into the blend shapes. So the ear
Oh.
movement is actually visible on Quest, which I think is a big thing. I tried to make my avatars all Quest compatible, so the actual movement of the ears looks natural on Quest as well as PCs. So I think it's an important thing to think about Quest users, because I don't think a lot of people are thinking about Quest users when it comes to making avatars. So as well as originally had pairing constraints, but I removed them because I do feel like the need to have Quest and PC kind of looking the same is kind of a big need for me, because I do have a Quest compatible world, and I think it's great to go in there and have everyone see similar things. So probably to start off with, this avatar has, if you look around the back of it, there's like a tattoo in the back, and I can toggle that off and on, and that's using the same parameters as the second outfit change. So
It's also on the hands.
yeah, the hands too. So that's using, so this is actually smart user parameters. So when I actually go into my outfit changes, this is actually using the same parameters to change it from this outfit. Well, I can actually show you that this also has broths. But there's a change like this, and that's actually using the same parameters as the tattoo. So it's actually using one less parameter than was needed. So that's actually quite a big important thing to me, because when you get up using a lot of outfits, using up as less parameters, I think is quite an important thing. I do want to add some more onto this. And like all the glow colors can be changed. So I like to go into worlds and go to whatever color suits the world. And I think that's a big thing to me. There's also a mushroom, and it grows.
Is it gonna give me an extra life?
I don't think so. I think if you ate it, you'd probably die.
Oh.
And when I change to a different outfit, it actually changes. So it actually has it goes from translucent to an opaque glowing mushroom. So that's
trippy.
A big thing.
Oh.
So it's actually a hollow mushroom at the moment. And I do have plans to add, I've got enough to do a butterfly pet, and that will change to different pets depending on what outfit I have on. So it's quite like this. I kind of focused on optimizing it, so it's a good avatar, and I just wanted to put as much stuff on the good avatar without going into medium. So that's a big thing for me. Feel free to clone it and keep it. Like, it is my main avatar, but it's actually publicly available in my world as one of the things for completing one of the tasks. So yes, the hands are a bit janky, and I think I need to fix that. I need to add fingernails back in. So this was it's also full body compatible, but yeah. So that was and there's some hand issues between this version and the older version. So I'll probably fix them that soon. But it has relatively good movement in terms of like actually weight painting. Okay, so I have another avatar here I want to show, and this is more of an experimental one. It's not optimized at all. So this avatar is probably one of the interesting things about this avatar. This actually isn't using any Visines in the Visine menu. This is actually using the values for the Visines and putting it onto animations. So this is actually an animation model which has its blend shapes set up for animation, so it's completely different to what was needed for this. So what I did, I combined the Visines or the blend shapes into animations, and then I use each animation and added the values for the Visines to the animations to get a relatively realistic map movement, but it's still a bit janky because I don't have the values right, the timing on it. So it's relatively okay. And there's also different expressions on this, and there's also a puppet for the fins. It's also a little bit janky in terms of with the actual locomotion's a bit off. But yeah, it was interesting to see how close I could get it from an animation model to getting it in here. But unfortunately, it's going to be very poor because it is an animation model, and the polygon count is quite a lot higher than something for video games. But yeah. I do think it is worth looking into the Visine values for animations, because I know a few other people, like I know the puppet fox uses them, and the robots would use them. But if anyone was like wondering, how do I get my voice to do a light or do something else, you want to be looking into the values for the Visines and attaching them to an animation. So I think that's quite a cool thing you can do. And I have one more avatar to show.
Hey,
little funny guy.
Get back in your body already.
This is
little funny little man. I'm taking this one without a doubt.
Yeah, it's
little funny little guy.
Look
at him.
You can get for finishing a task. So this is actually an alien from Mars, and this was trying to get an avatar into the game within 3 hours. So the actual base model is a VFX model for like a small little clip in a little part of it. So usually it like jumps at you, and the animation is from the VFX. So it's not as intense as a full animation model. This is more of like a 100 of these things jumping at you at once in the dark kind of a situation. So yeah, this just uses a flap. It's very simple, but I think it looks pretty creepy, and it's Quest compatible. So Quest people can be creeped out as well.
Nice.
But yeah.
Use for Quest avatars.
Yeah, so I try to make things as Quest friendly as possible, but obviously there's limitations. Like that animation model, I don't think I could ever make that Quest compatible without overhauling everything. But yeah, if anyone has any questions about anything, let me know.
How did you toggle the shaders? Is it Avatar 3? Is it SDK 3?
It's SDK 3.
Yeah. Okay.
If you look at the name of the avatar, it's 2.0, but that says 2.0 for this avatar. That's for my own name convention, it's a 2.0 avatar. But, yeah, if that's all, and also feel free to copy any. These are all publicly available. I don't really care about the whole you can't copy my avatar because it's original avatar. But I think as many people with this as possible. Also, it's a leprechaun. If people are wondering, people are always like, oh, you're a gnome, or you this, that, and other. It's a leprechaun. So,
For sure.
I get gnome a lot.
One of them hobbits.
Alright, if that's all. Thank you.
Dwarf.
Thank you. So good. Good.
Thank you for sharing your 3 avatars. Melting. Did you say that the fish avatar that's from an animation?
It's an animation model. It's not from an animation. It's an animation model. So it's set up with the blend shapes for an animation. So like it'd be very interesting if they do implement the facial tracking, because I think the facial tracking uses the 48 points of 40 points of movement, which that's actually set up for.
Whoa. So it has many more blend shapes than just like the 20 or so Visines are given at the moment.
None of them are specific syllables. They're kind of long, wide, one cheek up, one cheek up. It's that kind of a thing. So there's a lot more expressive. So there's a lot more you could do in it. But obviously it doesn't fit off of the Visine menus itself. So I had to blend multiple together into one animation and then use the values for Visine into the animation.
Very interesting. Thank you for sharing today. The next presenter would be Yash.
Hello, I am Yash. I don't normally talk. I'm normally mute. I suffer from social anxiety, so just bear with me. The first Avatar I'm going to show, I made a prefab for an automaton. Some of y'all might have already seen this on Twitter and other things, but the working automaton, you'll need to have your avatar sounds turned up to hear it. Uses a Avatar 3 radio control to control the notes on it, and the fist and trigger to control the volume. It's a little bright in here, so I can't see very well, but you can play it on it. Yeah. Let's see if I can see it real quick.
Let's try its best.
The crackling you hear is due to VRChat right now on audio sources. If you animate any of the pitch or volume or anything, it cracks. Unfortunately, there's no fix for that. I have a public version if y'all want to give it a try.
Time for 100 automaton noises.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so many.
There's no way I'm not using this.
And feel free to save it. I made this. The automaton is available on Prefab's database if y'all want to add it to your own avatar.
Oh, my eyes. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know what's with the brightness. I'm using the Poyomi shader, so
I think
don't know what's causing that.
Oh.
Yeah, it might just be post-processing.
Yeah. It's because the dynamic light is much brighter than what usually. Like it's not 1, I think it's 3. So.
Yeah. It's like a symphony in here.
But easiest way to control it is if you control the note control on your left hand action menu and use your right fist and index to control the volume.
Can you play Megalovania on it?
If I could see the notes pretty well, I could play.
What?
Well, you step off the stage for like you can back up and it's darker over there, isn't it?
It doesn't help with the balloon.
Yeah, it's still about the same.
Yeah.
Well, I don't believe the shader receives shadows, so it's not being affected by the shading.
I'm not sure what you're playing.
Yes, that was my first avatar. I have one other I'm going to show. Oh, let me explain how this works. I do something like this in Avatar 3.0 first. What I did was in Audacity, I created a tone in Audacity.
What, Dragonus?
3-second tone.
There's someone questioning whether the stream is.
Unity and had it playing on audio source, and I took
It's in media, yeah.
literally got each of the notes tuned to where I needed it on the pitch slider. Then I animated an animation that has from the C all the way down to the G, and it can control that with normalized time in an animation. And volume's done the same way. It's just 0 to 1 for the volume for the animation. Next one I'm going to show is my keyboard I just finished up lately. I've been working on keyboards for a long time, from all the way back in 2017, so I've always had some type of form because I normally play mute. and this is my newest keyboard. It's the VRC AP3 keyboard. It is really, really complex. You can use a controller to move around the selector on it using a 2-axis puppet control, and the fist and right trigger to select and type the letters or make a selection. You can flip it around depending on which orientation you are talking to people with. And if you go into presets, I have some generic presets that you can use, like hello, goodbye, how are you? And then you also have a numpad for the numbers on it.
Hey, please input your PIN code like you do on your phone.
Yep. This animator is
credit card information.
Wacky 3 numbers on the back.
Yeah.
Switch to the public, and I'll explain how it works. I have 2 public ones. I have a VR version and a desktop version. Depending on where I have the constraint set, the VR version is constrained to the left hand. The desktop version is constrained to the chest. So if you want to turn it on in expression menu, you just toggle the VRC keyboard, and on the right hand side I have a little how-to for anyone if you want to share it with anyone after this. You can also toggle that off, but you use the keyboard controller on the expression menu to move it around. And like I said, on the right hand you can use your right fist and the trigger to select. On desktops, it's a little different because they do not have triggers. You have to use Shift F2 to go to fist, and then instantly shift to Shift F1 or one of the other F keys to stop the selection. I'll switch to the desktop model real quick if someone wants to clone that who's in desktop here. So this is the desktop version. I have it constrained to the chest, so that the desktop users can look up or down at it when they need to and still see in front of them.
Is this keyboard thing on the database?
Yes, it is. This is on the prefab database too. This is really complex. It takes up almost every single parameter bit that you can use.
That
it's
doesn't
121, I believe.
doesn't surprise me with how it works.
The animator itself has like 20 layers in it and over 1,800 transitions, 830 animations in it. It took me a while. It took me probably 2-3 days of just doing transitions and getting them correct and fixing any bugs or anything on it. So that's about it. Any questions?
I don't have a question, but I have a comment.
This is really cool.
Yeah, this is so cool. This is incredible. I've not seen anything like so, I guess, advanced and well put together as this little keyboard.
I based the selector off from another avatar I have that I did. Y'all might have seen it during the Avatar 3.0 closed beta when we put them up the videos. It was my Zelda avatar with a working menu that I could select different weapons and stuff like that on. Which I can bring up here. It's very poor. I'm sorry if it lags just for a second while it loads because it has a lot of objects on it. I'll just go into the public version of it. So, might give it a little. Oops.
God. Yeah, there's one thing that is a bit annoying about the keyboard. That is, the letters are sorted in alphabetic order.
Yeah, I did that because not everyone knows QWERTY, so I put it in order. I could make it QWERTY, but that would take editing that animator, which would be a pain in the butt.
True.
But having it in sequential order is probably better for this scenario because you're not, typing, you're selecting.
Exactly. But yeah, this avatar I made during the beta period. It has a lot of 3.0 stuff on it to show off. But the inventory selector is like my first iteration of what I did with the keyboard. But it uses buttons, not a 2.0 or not a a 2-axis puppet. So I can swap between them. I can take out my boomerang and throw it with an index point on my right hand. But every weapon on it had a animation that I did for it. There is one broken on it, and that's the invisibility cloak. So if you use that, you have to reset the avatar because it like keeps the body invisible. That broke in a patch recently that I just haven't fixed. But drop down bombs.
How do you enable this menu?
It's in the 3.0 expressions menu.
You just open the inventory thing, and then it pops up as that thing is open.
Yeah, you go to Zelda stuff and inventory.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And like I said, all the
I
animations
caught you! No!
I've been had.
Abel, what do you have on your keyboard? God damn it.
Wait, oh, that camera is part of the world?
Yeah.
It does have a mirror on it, but obviously it uses a camera, so only your friends will be able to see it.
I do much prefer your keyboard's
Yeah.
menu selector, because like having the individual up, down, left, right is a bit difficult on this one.
Yeah, this was back when, like I said, during closed beta, when we really didn't know too much about 3.0. Everyone was learning, even the devs.
Wait, you
So
can't
this
even
uses,
see the mirror yourself?
You should be able to.
That causes problems when you have duplicates of the same avatar.
You have to be a friend.
Yeah, that's it.
The same thing that happened in Take.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you're on your own, you'll be able to see it.
How to make your avatar invisible.
And you were saying don't go on the cape.
Yeah, the cape itself, you can go into it, just the material messes up after you switch back. So if I go invisible here and then come back, it'll sometimes not like display the body again. But
Burn! Witch! Burn, witch!
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
So usually the workaround is you have like a really small mesh cube like in the floor, so you're always quote unquote rendered by people.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what it is. But I haven't messed with this one since Roundup.
So like if you disable your body, right? That's where your animator is. And then if you then say, hey, enable me again, nobody gets that message because your calls are not there, so nobody renders you. So if you have like a cube or some other sort of mesh that is telling everyone else, hey, I still exist, you can still see me, then you animate. So just toss it
It's
in
index point, Momo.
Toss it in a single mesh to fix it, but I haven't personally played with it. I just know the reason why.
Just use the quad then.
Yeah, like just
Just
something.
one polygon. Quad is probably easiest to do because making a single polygon is mobile.
Or instead of disabling your mesh, like use a alpha and alpha to 100. So you're quote unquote invisible, but you're still rendered because you're still there. You're not disabled.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had that issue before. I didn't think of it being called out.
That's the cause. I think also checking the update while off screen might do it as well. I don't know about that. I usually check that all the time when I have big moments.
Issues all the time.
Oh, it definitely does. Oh, it definitely does. I just pretend that it doesn't.
Issues, but I mean like more of a performance overhead.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Oh yeah, performance issues. Yes, you're updating while off screen. I mean, it's as simple as that. So it is worse, and it depends on how bad your avatar is in general. If you're low poly, it doesn't matter too much.
So, any questions?
questions, but that's an incredible mini system that you've put together.
Thanks. Like I said, it's
I'm
available
surprised
on the prefabs database, so if y'all want to take a look at it and try to figure it out, like I said, it's 20 layers, so it's a little complex.
Oh, it seems like it.
All right.
Thank you for
Thank you,
sharing. Thank you for sharing, Yash.
Ribbon, can you put me at the end of the list, by the way?
Totally. Yeah. Next up would be Zarnawoop.
The avatar that I'm about to show
Have a nice
is
night.
Relying on custom animations, so you guys might have to show the avatar. So I've been working on this for about a week, and the plan is, as you might guess, to make it Quest compatible. I originally made this model back in 2018, and then it's just been, lying around, and I figured, hey, I could totally make this Quest compatible. So I did that, and I have a bunch of cool stuff in the expressions menu, and this is public in case you want to see it for yourself. So this is a character, Nico, from the game One Shot, and part of the game is that you're carrying this light bulb, you're bringing it to a certain place. So I got that as a toggle, and that disables the hand tracking. So you're always holding it, and so that desktop people can, carrying it around. And one issue that I had was with the default locomotion layer. Whenever you would jump, it would restore your hand tracking. So I had to make a custom locomotion layer and disable that. And I have a bunch of expressions as well. I have them categorized into folders. One is just use the Avatar 3 expression menu to just hold down to the face that you want to make, and when you release it, snaps back to normal. Or you can just toggle on a face and it'll stay that way. And then I have a enable hand gestures in the Avatar 3 menu as well. So you can just do regular hand gestures to make a face. Personally, I don't like doing that, but I know a lot of people do. So I have that option for, if you prefer to do that or not. And I plan on distributing the source files on Drumroll for free. Whenever I'm completely satisfied with everything, it's basically done, but there's still a little bit more that I want to do. Because I know a lot of people don't like that I use stamp shader for this. I want to use a tool shader so they can just get the files themselves and upload their own version, and everyone will be happy. And I don't think there's much else to say about this. This is a little project that I've been working on and wanted to share. Oh yeah, one more thing that I want to say is the eye UVs and the mouth UVs were tricky because they're being animated on different axes. So what I did is the regular body is a skin mesh, and then the eyes themselves is just a regular mesh, not a skin one, that is just parented to the head bone to save a little bit more of performance. But that unfortunately adds another draw call, so I cannot get to good performance rank on Quest. It is medium, but that's as good as I can get. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
It's definitely
Feedback and
understandable for the
questions.
Quest. It's a nice technique.
So it's just like it's just a shader, or is it?
It has to be a shader then. That just like moves the. But you have it on Quest.
No,
How do you
it's
move the eyes?
it's just using the there's the tile box in basically every single shader, and I'm just moving the offset. So I have a sprite sheet with all the possible eyes. So so like I have one line for all the possible eyes, and then the blink state for all those eyes, and then the half blink states. So I have an animation clip that just goes up and down, that's the blinking part. And then when I change the expression, it just nudges over a little bit, and it still goes up and down and does the blinking automatically, so I didn't need to worry about animating that face expression. It's just done for free.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, that's so cool. That's a nice way to go
And
around
then,
it.
yeah, and depending on the expression that you do as well, the silent mouth changes as well. So if you do the excited emote, then the mouth is open. If you're doing the crying, you're kind of showing your teeth. So that changes as well. So I'm using the what was it called? The behavior in the animator, like. Yeah, I'm just setting avatar parameters directly in the animator, so the mouth gets changed as well. So it's a little bit on the more technical side on it, with all of the expressions, but it's not that big brain if you really think about it.
That makes sense.
Sorry?
Oh, sorry. You were trying to remember a parameter name?
Just what it was called, because when you're in the animator, you can add a behavior, and when you go to the animation state, then instead of just displaying an animation clip, you can just set an animator, and that's how I do the hand gestures and the expressions. Yes, that is the name I was looking for. That is awesome, and everyone should be using it if they want to make more advanced stuff.
Oh yeah. Just something I was thinking about. When you took that light out and you disabled the hands for the desktop players, there's a parameter.
And for the VR players as well.
Yeah, but there's a parameter you can detect. So are they in desktop? Are they in VR? So you could have it do different stuff if you don't want it to be constrained while you're in VR. VR mode.
Yeah, but I kind of want to force people. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm aware of them, but the intent is to, properly be carrying this prop around, because in the context of the game, this is an incredibly important subject, and I don't want people to smash it into bits.
But what if they accidentally drop it?
But whatever. The world literally breaks.
Can you crawl with the object in hand?
I guess.
Oh.
Just a few scratches.
It's a little phasing through reality.
Yeah, I plan on, well, it's already public now, but I plan on making a dedicated avatar world for this character and other characters of the same game that I will be making later. Yeah. Yes. That's it. That's it for me, unless there's more comments or anything, I'm done.
More one-shot content in VRChat.
Yes.
Among Us.
Profit buttons coming up.
Yeah, I did read your text, that's why I said it. But you forgot a space here.
Well, thank you very much for showing Xenowoop.
Oh, you were
Among
Among
Us.
Us.
It's nice to see
A
it.
Mogus.
It's not a mistake, it's a Mogus.
Yeah, it's a Mogus.
Before it was relying on the clouds, and I was like, no, don't do
Mogus.
that, no, please. Now it's done. Give me a week.
Yeah. Just as a reminder for anyone that may have come late, there's 3 spheres right by the entrance. Those control the toggling of the mirror, the camera, and the shadows of the world, just depending on what you want to see in performance.
Hey, is it weird that I only just turned on the camera in the last 5 minutes?
Yeah, that's why I pointed that. Next person up would be Nerd Koopa.
Right, so hello, I'm Nerd Koopa, and what I'm about to show here today is this.
Almost.
It is a robot inkling girl.
Oh.
And well, it's still a bit of a work in progress because well, the actual shooting effect is well, looks like shit to be honest. But yeah, the thing that I usually do with avatars is that well, I make retro futuristic robots, and generally I'm inspired by like the 1950s industrial designers like Harley Earl, Virgil Exner, and Alexander Chemelis, and I follow their Populux style, and that's what my robots are. And way back in 2015, when I looked at the Inkling models, and I figured, and I was still playing Garry's Mod, I figured, I could make these in Garry's Mod with Pack 3, and now 6 years later, they are finally an actual 3D model instead of just a collection of props in Garry's Mod. So yeah, these come with hue shifting and 8 different facial expressions. All of my robots have the exact same setup for faces, like positive emotions for a left hand, negative emotions for a right hand. Right hand thumbs up is a smile, the right hand peace sign is like happy face, right hand rock out is like V eyes, left hand thumbs up is a sad face, left hand peace sign is angry face, left hand point is serious face, finger gun is like kind of confused face, and rock out is scared face. And same setup for all of my robots. And as you can see, sadly the actual splatting effect does not like actually splat yet, or nor change color. That's something that I'm gonna need help with. Like, if anyone knows how to actually like make this create stains, that would be great.
I tried helping you in a Black Cat not too long ago with Amelia. What didn't you? Do you want me to help you with anything? Yeah, that too.
Sorry, I don't think I remember my memories like pretty shit. But
I didn't remember you either until you got into that avatar.
Yeah.
The technique that I can just think of is this is a particle effect, right?
Yes, this is a particle effect.
I wish it was colored to the same color as the player.
Yeah, that's what Coffeepot theorized too. Like that's what Coffeepot theorized do like before the meeting. Where is Coffeepot anyways? He just left. Oh, he left. Right. So yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to experiment that one. Thank you. And but also I probably need to remake the actual like particle texture as well, because in my opinion this looks a bit shit. But also, this isn't the only version of this. There is also the boy version.
But we wanna be cute girls in VR.
Yeah, here's the boy version. Same exact features, same controls, and unfortunately the exact same issues as well.
So no emotes menu.
The emotes are all done with finger gestures.
Be careful, you might hit the camera.
Also, yeah, if you don't want it to accidentally discharge, you can turn the tank off and on.
Is shooting possible on the desktop?
As far as I know, yes. Well, you cannot raise your hand, but you can shoot still.
Shoot the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold a plate or some shit.
Yes. The Inklings in a 1950s retro-futuristic style, and that's it. It's pretty much what it says on the tin.
Neat.
Wonderful work.
So, any questions?
When are we gonna see a VRChat map with this, where we'd be like...
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing of having like a Splatoon world where you can just shoot ink everywhere. It'd be interesting if you would be able to get like a game mode actually.
I don't have the skills for that yet, sadly.
That'd take a lot of work.
Oh, wait, one more like fun fact. Like when I originally made these in Garry's mod, the reason why these don't have guns is because, well, I was too lazy to actually recreate one of the game's guns in this same style. So I figured, screw it, the entire forearm is the gun.
Pop, pop, pop.
And that's it.
Only makes sense for a robot.
I like how on index you can slightly turn the shooting direction.
If you shoot it straight up, you can get it to come back down at you.
Oh.
Some of them seem to be like colliding with something up there.
Oh, right. I almost forgot that. About this shading style. Like, all of my robots follow this style of shading that I tried to make them look like 1950s car ad illustrations with my own custom light warp texture and my own custom like static environment map, trying to make it look like it's kind of that illustrated look, but not quite. Well, you can see it yourself. Your mic cut out.
You've got a very nice style going on. When you showed your avatar world with the
Vectorans?
Yes, the vector-based ones, and then the ones in this style. I was very much impressed by all of your work in there.
Thanks. Yeah. Oh, I even got to make a commission for Topper. He wanted his Cerno avatar in my vector style. Sadly, I don't have like a version of that to show here. But that's for another time. Well, I might as well do like. Might as well show the vector Miku. Because why not?
Yeah.
Yo, that's really good.
Now please sing us a song.
Style. Nope, this doesn't do anything. It has 8 facial expressions and that's it. And it does nothing else other than look pretty. And so far, this is my only full body compatible avatar. Mostly because, well, I don't have the hardware to test things with, but with this one I had to go the extra mile because, well, I knew someone wanted to dance with it. So, well, it's really fun. And yeah, that is.
I love that the triangles over the joints and
that's it.
very cool.
Oh. It's really cool.
Yeah.
This one is so entertaining.
Thank you very much for showing off your artwork, nerd. You nerd.
Aren't we all nerds? Yeah.
The next person up would be Sumo Cow.
All right.
Oh, cool, cool.
Okay, this particular avatar I'm on right now is they call the Mark III because it's my 3rd attempt at getting something completely custom into VRChat. And kind of emboldened by getting this one working, I went back and tried to get some of my old ones. So, without further ado, let's switch to Mark II.
That's completely different.
Yeah, so visually this is a lot more of my usual style, fairly simple shapes, but put together to make a nice, unique, recognizable silhouette. And in going back to this one,
Lightyear.
Got that color scheme.
Yeah. So going back to this one, I've been using it a lot for just testing out and getting a lot of fancy features. So fairly feature-rich, nothing really revolutionary, but just a whole lot of stuff I wish I knew how to do when I first started making avatars. As one odd thing to show off with the, in terms of testing, is the hands are handled through constraints, so my actual hand is around here. So it actually makes the IK work really well, but with a really weird shaped forearms. But it has its own drawbacks. Mostly, when you're holding stuff, it's in the middle of your forearm. Let's see. I struggled to get the back spinning for constant animations on non-humanoid bones. Had to look up a whole bunch of weird stuff. Getting throwing masks on the FS layer to try and get that to work. I got 2D running for the mouth and eyes, running all through a sprite sheet. Got several expressions for that. Let's see. Surprised, angry, sad, and happy. Thankfully, with the way the animation layers are set up, it was really easy to get the 2D Visines to use the emote mouth as the default, just setting the silence Visine to nothing, and it defaults to the whatever mouth you have set. And as kind of a throwback to 2.0 avatars, right hand thumbs up is a quick way to get happy.
Oh, it has a collider plate too.
Yep, I'm gonna get to that. Where did I? Okay, get into the menu. There's a flashlight on it, which I've currently got disabled. Just because I'm afraid of what it's going to do performance-wise with so many people in the room. Got customizable colors for the trim, using the Koyomi shader, mostly because it's a fairly straightforward one to set up for that. Got deployable wings, and of course with that, you gotta have the flight. One thing I do have set up, which I haven't seen on other avatars before, is I got a fancy flight joystick, which unfortunately is kind of unintuitive to use, but once you actually get the hang of it, it's actually pretty fun to use two joysticks to fly around VRChat worlds.
I like the jets that come out from your legs when you do that.
Oh yeah, I got a whole fairly simple custom animations set up. I got particles from the legs, custom animations for the flying, a simple one-frame things. And that about covers all the fancy stuff I've done with this one. So, any questions or?
When you disable the wings, they kind of pull back the right of breathing.
Yeah, thanks. That was kind of a nice setup with combined animations and blend shapes.
You said you had a Mark. This is Mark II. Is there a Mark I?
There is, but I haven't got it working yet. Maybe once VRChat implements all those fancy avatar features that they were talking about, I'll test those on the Mark 1. Okay then, well.
The avatar features.
It's got lovely shapes to it. Like the forearms and the legs.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, mostly the sort of replacement they've got for dynamic bones. That was one of the reasons why I couldn't get it working, is because the dynamic bones wouldn't cooperate with what I wanted to do with it, so hoping that their replacement works right.
Looking forward to that too. Sucks.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for letting me show.
Well, didn't you like barely showed off your Mark III?
Yeah, I was curious about that one.
Yeah.
Okay, want to take a look at that one?
I felt like you only showed it for a few seconds and then Mark II.
I was sitting below you and I kept looking up because I enjoyed it a lot.
Okay, yeah, this one is an attempt to really push myself in adding a lot more detail than what I had for the Mark II. Features are mostly hiding, showing different bits of it. So, drop the cloak. Can also drop the armor to show some of the.
I mean,
He's a cyborg, so yeah. You're a cyborg, so for you that's
How did you do the
visual design for this one is great.
in the arm section?
Oh, those are constraints. So that was a lot of trial and error to get those working just right.
I wanted to do hydraulics. I didn't know you could do that.
You can use
came out really nice.
And some other.
Gives me some idea.
Yeah, if you.
Oh, and
you need to look into constraints because it's so up your alley and you don't even understand.
There's some javelin avatars from Anthem that I have that use constraints in the arms and legs and neck. So
yeah.
Fancy.
Hello. Some copyable?
Nah, this one is. I use it as my personal one, so I try to not hand it out so much.
Understandable.
Yeah.
But it's really nice.
Okay, so. Thanks again.
Is this one going to have all the features of Mark II?
I'll probably throw a few ones in there. Get maybe like flying and some particle text, but I'm not going to push this one too far.
Thank you for sharing your two avatars, Sumo. The Mark II was very lovely. Its arm shapes and its legs. Oh, mwah. So cool.
you got the
Is it getting hot in here? I don't know. The next person up would be Sponge.
Hello.
Oh.
I am Sponge. I am a very, very, very big Titanfall fan. So. Yeah. Name any pilot from multiplayer. I have him. I've recently started a. Grimgor? Grimgor?
Yeah.
I don't remember there being a pilot named Grimgor.
He was exclusive to the Atari.
You got me on that one. I started I guess, compared to Coffee Pots, a medium-scale project where I take every single pilot from the game, fix them, and fix their rig from source, make them full-body compatible, put them all in Unity, make them all look good, and then I hand them out to the public because I want there to be more Titanfall in this game. Because I'm not the biggest fan of Halo.
Halo's everywhere.
I know.
Everything's a Halo model.
So
Watch him come out of the woodwork.
I've completely converted every female and male pilot from multiplayer, including some of the non-playable characters, which would be the entire 6-4. There's Viper, if any of you play Apex, and then, this is a very poor avatar, so I am very sorry for the lag. If there is any. I don't know if any of you have ever seen this anywhere, but
An outline?
yes, this is using Raro Standard, the one that Coffee Pot uses. So, I've added a color shift to the pattern, color shift to the visor, color shift to the outline.
Cool.
I've added, obviously, if my leg didn't do that.
The outline, like,
I've added a knife.
to be fair, the outline color change made me feel like I was picking you up with a fist gun in Gary's Mod.
Wait, hang on here. I'll show off another thing I added.
Yeah.
Come on.
Wow, nice. That's where the
for the moment, for some reason,
the mesh of everything, the guns, not the knife though. I maybe forgot to do that. But
it's the surefire way of getting that beautiful red exclamation point.
yes. Well, I mean, I would also expect it to be the particles, but you know, or that.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. Spitfire changes color along with you. So, everything about that. I apologize. This is an older avatar. But, yeah.
I feel like everyone is starting to shoot each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you, for one person, my avatar is just, or my computer is not happy with this avatar.
Oh, I agree.
There's not meant to be this many of this avatar.
It's the customizable Reach avatar all over again.
I love this one.
Oh, did I forget to re-add that? I did. That's unfortunate.
Cool. These are all from Titanfall?
Yes.
Yeah, these are from Titanfall. I need to...
Oh. Yeah, look out with that one.
Wow.
Exploding!
Yeah, I sometimes make some heavy avatars, so I'm very sorry. These are two of the heaviest I have. So sorry. Or I make I'm really considering not showing this off because this is horribly heavy.
You might want to turn off cloning then, just in case.
No. I mean heavy as in performance. I'm very scared of making people lag.
Turn off cloning.
If it's just you, I'm sure it'll be fine. So if you turn
Okay,
off
well, it's not public, so
Oh,
I think we
okay.
should be good there.
Yeah, just do it. What can go wrong?
Okay, sure.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, a lot could go wrong.
Oh, the file size is big.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Only 79 meg. Yeah.
Take my internet a moment to load this one.
Nah.
That's what I. Nearly.
Wow.
That's a weird.
Oh jeez. Oh god. Where's there fire? Oh. Okay, so
It's still downloading for me.
So is this the moment we should say, what is this electronic smell I can smell?
My computer is in flame.
Oh, that's nice.
So this is my.
Every time Frop is like, that's cool. It's a fucking constraint. Every time.
So this is my singular private avatar that I never share with anyone.
Oh, now I could see it.
So
oh, you're right. My computer
it's
hurts.
red because it's for a group I'm in where I was the assigned color of red. And obviously you can tell it's mine because of the sponge.
Figure right out. That's so crazy. But if he's not piloting it anymore, how's he driving it?
Yeah, they really put SpongeBob under the drying lamp.
You added
crazy 3.0.
What the hell they do to SpongeBob though?
Oh hell no, they killed him.
Oh no, they killed him. SpongeBob.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Well. I got the nerf.
That's so cute.
Oh, but they bounce weird.
Yeah. No gravity, because gravity is stupid. We don't need it.
Screw gravity.
Screw gravity.
Ooh. Or I have this, which I like making animations. So.
Are you gonna shoot missiles at us now?
Yeah.
Oh, and it aims
The one where they do like they do the dance, you know?
No, that's Fortnite.
You're right.
The dance.
Fortnite?
Oh no.
Fortcraft?
That Battle Royale dance from Minecraft? Man, when you beat the Ender Dragon? So good.
Okay, I now see what you meant when you said there's no emotes on this. Shit.
Oh, in Minecraft, of course.
But this is what I wanted to show off because this took me maybe 8 hours of sitting in front of Unity and staring at it because I don't like getting help from people for some reason. So
Holy shit.
with the minigun, I had something I wanted to add from the game, which I couldn't add because I didn't know. Yes, it is. I like Titanfall. Oh yeah, the Visines I made the mandibles actually move. Here I'm gonna shoot at Snips because it's Snip. So. The minigun actually gets red. So if you want me to do this, I can.
Them nerf darts are hot.
Hell no. They killed him. Rip off. Yeah, not in the museum.
Killed him.
So yeah, I don't know what else to show off. I learned about this event maybe 5 minutes before it started. So thank you. If you ever want anything Titanfall related, come to me. I will give you the files for it. Anything you can imagine.
Does Apex count? Give me this.
Yes, Apex counts as well.
Yeah! Alright.
Do you have a world for this?
Here, I'm gonna friend you. Here. Anyone who wants something, friend me and add me on Discord. Tell me what you want. I'll get it to you maybe by tonight. More than likely by tonight.
So, everybody wants Reaper.
Thank you.
You want him up there for an hour showing off like every single avatar he's ever made?
I have a lot more avatars that can do stuff like this. You're gross.
What's wrong with you? Your intestines are like bulging out of you.
You're bulging. Wait. I'm gonna.
We're gonna want to repeat that.
I'm gonna.
Some abs. Some real abs.
Thank you for your... Thank you for sharing all of those interesting...
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I forgot. There's like a question segment.
Question segment. Ask, what is this? Why are your intestines bulging out?
Question. What is that? Why is what he just said?
Here. Well, okay, I just have an appreciation for cool things, and that happens to be the entirety of Titanfall. So this? No, this is
No,
not.
that's from Devil May Cry.
This is Virgil's Sin Devil Trigger from Devil May Cry.
Oh, I don't watch
I have a comment.
It's not an anime.
It's a game, Wim.
What a pronounced crunch.
You just don't look at it. I also made Dante. If no, I can make the lady. No, her name is literally the lady.
Seriously? Oh my god.
Yes.
So you heard about this event just like 5 minutes ago. Do you know about the Discord that it's a part of?
No, I do not.
Right. An easy way to get to it is to go to communitymeetup.net. From there, the Discord has channels for resources, for avatar stuff, for world stuff, and information about the events, which is right now, and a weekly event, which is tomorrow.
Alright, well, I'm in there now.
Worlds. Ah, cool. Hello. Welcome to the party.
You can never leave now. You're forever bound.
Yeah, questions, anything? Anyone want to see a pilot or anything at all?
When is the next episode?
Next Wednesday.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not ready for that.
I did too, don't worry. Alright, well, thank you. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't have a script or anything. I didn't even know I was going to show off. W.
Hi, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a script. Thank you for sharing. That was nice for you to share so much stuff within just 5 minutes of finding the event. Your Nerf guns were incredibly cute.
Like, Ribbon, isn't it a bit weird that you haven't...
So many realistic guns in VRChat. To see a Nerf gun, that's adorable. I want to see more of that.
Yeah, so Ribbon,
next one.
why do you have in your script that you don't have a script? That's kind of weird.
Look, don't tell anyone. But it's, it's to add familiarity and personality. I don't want to seem like this is trying to go corporate, but I'm making a lot of money off of this right now. So I can seem like I'm your friend, then I'm gonna go for that option. Oh shit. Okay, so the next person up would be Tammy.
Let's go. Hello, I'm Tamish. I came here to show off one model that I made for a very amazing concert hosted by Ribbon for a Lemon Demon for their album Spirit Phone. You might recognize this character from a certain animation. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow. Oh my god.
I'm out of the
It's
loop.
public. You can clone it.
I have no
it
idea
took
what
me,
the
like,
animation
a
is.
week initially, and then had to do a lot of testing and shit.
Check out the channel Aim Kid. It's good stuff.
Yeah. It uses a special eye. Yeah. Oh, it uses a special eye shader, where it instead of like actually 3D modeled eyes, it instead can use a texture, and it actually like follows around.
Yeah.
And it was built by Kazicom, who's actually right there. Yeah, very cool. That's pretty much it. Yeah, it looks very nice, and it works well with like a lot of cartoony models. Yeah.
I like the custom icons you added to the menu. Very nice touch.
Yeah, those are nice to see.
Oh, now I have to clone and
I had
see
to do
this.
it. It looks sick. They have a lot of. It's from an animation for the song "Soft but Fuzzy Man," made by Aim Kid. They're a very cool animator. They make a lot of cool stuff. Very nice, very cool.
One of my fingers is missing. Oh no.
Yeah, 4 fingers.
Oh god.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a darkness slider. It's mainly used for some worlds, for whatever reason, make the shader like and make the color like way too bright. So I just decided to add that real quick. Although keeping it completely dark looks kind of cool. So yeah.
I'm dark.
Yeah, tail control has a bunch of funny other alternate face gestures. Yeah.
Just fling your tail around.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. This is all I really wanted to show today. I guess any questions?
Yeah, what's the name of the eye shader?
The eye shader? It's called the Swizzled Eye Shader. From what I remember, it's called that because of it uses an effect called swizzling to move like the eyes around. Yeah.
Is it available? And where can I find it?
The only place I know where it's at is Kazi's Patreon. I don't know if it's free. It's probably not because it comes only with the packages for his avatars. So, yeah.
You've mentioned to me before that this is like one of your more recent fully, because you've done a lot of edits for Kazicom's bases before, but this is a creation that you've made from scratch.
Yeah, that's correct.
So, what was your creation process like?
My creation process?
Start off with a box, extrude, cry a bit.
Yeah, pretty much that.
So was it crying in bed or in the corner or in the shower?
A little bit of both. In the corner of the shower and also just in the corner of the bathroom.
And the bed?
In the bed?
Yeah.
Corner of the shower in the bed. Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, there's a bit of a tornado warning. Had to throw the mattress in there.
Gotta check all those boxes.
But yeah. I think that's pretty much it. Any more questions? I'm sorry, can you repeat that? You're a little bit quiet.
basically what was asked if you were sculpting or if you were just extruding.
No, just box modeling, extruding, and all that.
Wait, no sculpting at all?
Nah.
Okay.
So, is this a one-off project, or do you plan to adapt anything else from AimKid's art style?
This is definitely a one-off project. I don't really plan on adapting anything else, but maybe one day.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Can you step closer, Gothic?
Oh man. Yes, this is one texture, except the eyes. The eyes have to be on their own mesh and have their own texture set that it basically flips between. The body texture, or I guess the UV mesh and all that, is very cobbled together. So like, if you were to like look at this with another textures slapped onto it, and like some kind of square textures, like when you're testing out UVs and all, you'll see that only like this area is properly UV'd. Like around the nose is only properly UV'd, the mouth too, just because I didn't want to bother just properly UV unwrapping it. But it looks good anyways, so that's the whole point. Yeah.
Nice. You don't gotta deal with bad seams when you're a solid color.
Yeah.
Bad seems a resolution.
Both. That.
Well, thank you very much for showing your avatar, Cammy.
Thank you. I'm glad to show it off. Yeah.
Hopefully next time we get to see some of your Patapon edits. Those are extremely lovely. So the next person up would be Marino.
It's Mario's turn. Let's go.
I didn't think I would get this far. I don't really have much to show off except for 2 avatars. I opened a booth on Booth PM, and one of the things that I'm selling there is this little guy. It's a generic rig avatar. It's free of charge to download, and he's got a whole bunch of animations. The avatar is public. You can clone it if you want. It's a generic enemy from a game that I've been developing, and if you want to check all that stuff out, I put a page with all the attribution on the radial menu, so I don't have to say it out loud.
I believe Pete mentioned that you were working on a game.
Yeah. I don't really like talking about it at events like this, though, because it's very early in development. I just leave it there as an option. Did you? It's coming out. It's coming out,
oh yeah.
Tomorrow?
Just say soon. Just say soon. It's done. It's done, yeah, it's another one.
Okay, I love some of it
2022.
so far. Yeah.
Of course. So, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking of making it the mascot, to be honest.
Nice. Yeah, you can have the mascot be an enemy.
Yeah, like Goombas.
Before I before I move on to the next avatar, I was gonna show off. Does anyone have any questions? What?
What about the emotes? What environments?
Oh, the emotes you say? Oh, they're pretty adorable, if I do say so. You could point, which is like the most important one. You can't have a good avatar without a point emote. You can play dead for like a second.
Well, I can point at you too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for talking over.
Who? Yeah.
I don't know. Is it a lantern? I think so, maybe. Is that what it's supposed to represent?
Yeah, it's a lantern.
Oh, cool. Okay. Just checking.
Yeah. So, that was it. You can move on.
Is the next avatar as cute as this one?
No. Unfortunately, it's not. It's. So, I already have. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Let's move on. Okay, so, I have an avatar on Booth already that you could buy for $20, and it may look a little familiar, that's because it is. This is, a remake of my Public Row avatar.
Ooh, that's nice.
Ooh.
I like the robot arm. Sick.
Okay, that looks great.
You could... Yeah, totally. There's 4 different options. Oh, sorry. There's 4 different options for the arm, and they all do different things. And actually, you know, I'm not really good at explaining. You could just clone it if you wanna see what it's like. I'm gonna set it to private after this event anyway. Yeah, that's about it.
Machine gun. So what's the inspiration for this one? Shoot. You said it was for something, right?
No, it's a remake of the Public Row avatar. If you're talking about the design.
I'm missing a finger.
Slug of all things.
Let the projectile
Yeah.
sound effect.
A lot of people say Metal Gear, but it's actually Metal Slug that inspired me to make this guy.
Yeah, police knots.
Yeah.
That sound brings back memories.
Any other questions?
Yeah, the shotgun sound from Doom is great. It's a nice touch.
Doom has great sound effects.
Someone said they bring back.
Oh, actually, there are things that I forgot to mention about this avatar. So, the eye is 2-dimensional, but it actually has eye tracking. It keeps track of, it's a 3.0 feature, it keeps track of which way you're facing, and it will move the eye.
You know what? The arm actually, or the gun per arm actually has like better articulation than I expected, because I had like seen like avatars of this sort that just do some like, something of how they do it like messes up like how it aims, how the arm behaves quite seriously. But this feels good. It's quite.
Oh, that's because it's constrained to the hand to make it easier to aim with.
It's a big difference, right? So the other ones, it's just it's rather than being constrained to the hand, it's like just locked to the forearm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that moment you're an enemy in a movie. You're the bad guy in the movie, not the main character.
Aren't you the one supposed to be streaming the event?
I am. But I'm not the main character here.
Who is? It's Marino, of course.
Yeah. Is that why I'm missing?
But yeah, that was actually all I had to show off. I forgot to put the booth link on the booth avatar though, but it's on this one. If you do want to check it out, you should clone this one.
Also the
Oh, don't worry, I showed it on stream.
That too. That's important.
Marina's also shared their social links in the promotional channel before.
I think I have.
Yeah, that would have been a month ago, so I'm not sure how far back it was.
I don't know. You probably just search my messages in the server to find it.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much for sharing your avatars, Marina.
Thank you. I wish I was more articulate at this stuff, but it is what it is.
Me too.
It is what it is. It's super cool.
Snip, what are you doing?
The next person to show is inevitable.
Come on down.
Yo.
Inevitable, come on down.
Evan.
Hello. God, I was figuring out tiny avatars. Hello. So this is a character. This is a character that I designed and modeled. And it doesn't have as much 3.0. True. It doesn't have nearly as much 3.0 functionality as of right now, but it does have one cool feature. So in the 3.0 menu, if you do this, it has the freeze in place thing, which I think you guys have seen before. But when you disable it, there's a trail from where I started to where I end. So it gives a little teleportation effect. And it does actually track where you move. So if I go around this billboard and then end back where I started, it will go all the way around and then come back to where I am.
Ooh.
So that's like the kind of the main thing. And then there's also a sword toggle. You can toggle the swords, but that's just, a little toggle thing going on. This is also public, Quest compatible, but all the effects aren't on Quest yet. Still working on that. But yeah, try it out if you want. It's a fun little avatar. I also plan on...
You have on it.
Thank you. I'm planning on adding more features to it soon, but this is all I got so far.
Hey Evan, I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I get a shout out for helping you with
Well, hello there.
Pointing away.
We're too tiny. Oh god.
It's over.
Oh shit.
Fortunately, I had to reduce the mini system this time.
Revolve around the entire stadium.
Yeah, that's fine.
My way, it's still cool.
Yeah?
I can't say your name, I'm sorry, but I have a question. How far does the tracking actually go? Like, if you say invisible, does it take it no matter how long you're gonna be invisible, or does it like restart at some point?
So the trail that you can't see when I'm invisible lasts for 10 seconds. So it tracks the last 10 seconds that you moved.
No wonder Noshe was still here when he walked over there.
Yeah, didn't you notice the trail when I was like next to you?
But yeah, kind of a short presentation. That's all I got. If there's any other questions?
What inspired 4 arms and 4 eyes? That's very cool.
I don't know. I just whenever I'm designing a character, I think of stuff. I'm like, that would be cool. I draw it and see if it actually is cool, and this one stuck.
Next time, 11 arms.
Maybe.
Where would the 11
And
be?
just one number in the middle.
Well,
Like
my middle arm.
How does work on CF?
It's not right. It's not right.
it's a replacement arm.
It's fair.
So in order to get the trail to work, when I go invisible, the trail actually is already activated, but the trail has a thickness of 0, so you can't see it. Upon disabling the animation, the lifetime of the trail is severely reduced, so that it has the. Well, that was a bad example, but it has the illusion that it's shooting towards you because the lifetime is a lot shorter, and the thickness is also increased. So it's just a trail with a very long lifetime that you can't see, and then it's the same trail, but the lifetime is a lot shorter and a lot thicker.
Cool.
That's a great way to do it.
Very simple.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Thank you. Anything else?
Where did I meet you? Because I can't remember at all.
I think I met you in the Great Pug.
Probably.
Probably. Alright, I think. What's the next presentation then?
Thank you.
Move over here.
Very much for sharing.
Sorry.
Three more folks left. There's Table, Fraser, and then someone else. I forgot who wanted to go.
It's me.
Yes.
Oh, constrained person.
All right. So Table, Frey, and then schizophrenia.
What's up?
Do you own a treadmill? Is that why you walk realistically?
No, I'm on a balloon system. I have a balloon tied to me. So, is Table here?
I think he fell
I think the Table was AFK. Yeah, Table, I guess you were AFK for a bit.
Table's here. Table, did you fall asleep?
You're alive. Low energy.
Oh, whoa.
Wait, did you actually fall asleep?
Table, did you fall asleep?
Oh god.
You weren't AFK, you were asleep? Oh my god.
Among Us.
Yeah,
Actually, let me.
I thought we gave up on that after April Fools.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, get down there. I'm joking. Get up here. It's your turn.
Alright, jeez. Okay.
Don't fall on the floor table. Don't fall.
Alright.
No, you're allowed to fall on the floor. It'd be funny.
No, it's.
Here, I'll do it.
Okay, got that bit over.
I didn't see it. Please try again. Oh, I mean.
Do you need to see it?
No.
So I originally wasn't going to show anything this time around, but I figured I may as well show this somewhat quick since I've had some people ask about it before, especially whenever I show anyone or pull it out. I didn't make this completely from scratch, as you were probably able to tell, but I did some stuff to it. See, there's this fun website. Right. And you may have heard of it. You put in a picture of yourself, and it ends up turning into a fun thing. Yeah, Facebook.com. So I was like, you know what? Okay, this is gonna be funny meme potential. Let me look into this. Turns out they have a whole bunch of sub-sites, and you get different avatars based off which one you're on. And I figured out really quickly, okay, yeah, the VRChat one everyone's linking is kind of shit. The topology is shit, and it doesn't give you as many options, and all of it sucks. So I ended up finding out that there was a specific full body one that gave you all the options, topology was better,
Everything was fine. Like, okay, cool. Did that whole thing, exported that avatar, and I'm like, if you know me, you'll know I have a ton of a history of like, I like the meme things, but I like taking them seriously. So I was like, I didn't even look at it in game. I was like, all right, I'm opening this in Blender. Yeah, that could be better. That could be better. That could be better. Did all that, re-UV'd the entire thing because it was originally like, what, 8 materials or some bullshit? And I got,
What?
like, I manually edited all of the textures to tile on top of each other, and fit in all, like, I think one, like, 1K or 2K. Yeah. So I made sure everything would fit. And created maps for everything, baked occlusion, did some minor funky shader stuff with, you know, ensuring that the light always ramps at certain values, and fixed a couple weird edge cases of like normals like poking in one direction. And so far I've had everyone tell me I'm like the best looking Redder player me they've ever seen, so a little bit goes a long way. It was like an hour and a half of work. Do you have a Ready Player Me avatar? Merge your meshes and materials, bake some occlusion in. Don't just use Unity standard. PSA to all of you. Just a little bit.
Hey, can we expect this in your TLX talk?
It's still a good shader.
I need to
Just
find
bake
the
some maps.
material for Spore Avatars that's better than
Bake
Unity
some
Standard.
maps. That is all. That is all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
Thank you. You can take a nap now.
Thank you, Table, for putting down everyone who uses standard shaders. I wholly agree.
What?
I was gonna ask the shader the next person to show is Freezer.
Hey, no. No, you've offended me.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Then just feel offended.
Like someone shader, so there's not really like a reason for me to be offended, but still.
I am totally new to the whole Blender avatar creation Unity thing. I know less about less about Unity than I do about anything else.
But yeah.
And the only thing I learned from Blender is what Gothic taught me. So this is what I've come up with so far. I've been working on this for the past 2 months.
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah, it's I've not really grasped any sort of inspiration from this other than the mask. The mask came from a Final Fantasy design, but everything else I've sort of done on a whim, sort of created. Just let my creativity flow. The animations, Sion Xenos actually helped me with, and also Fumat. But everything else, Gothic actually taught me. So, yeah. I still haven't got the full body working correctly. Like, I'm fully extended right now, but it's still bent.
The arms are always an issue.
Yeah, created this fully from just the sphere itself, and then just used the Blender sculpting tools to create it. There's been a lot of trial and error, a lot of arguments with certain people about it. But I finally got, and this is but this is not completed by any means. This is going to be an ongoing thing for many months. I'm just going to keep expanding on it. There's no textures or anything, it's just solid colors and shaders that I've applied to it. I'll eventually go down the UV unwrapping and the this is still SDK 2, but eventually I'm going to move to SDK 3 where I can replace these arms, so I can grab my arm, move it away, and literally use it as a weapon. You know, has anyone ever played the medieval game on the PS1?
God.
Yeah. So I literally grab my arm and pull it off, or literally change these arms for something else. I want to make a shader which makes my avatar completely invisible except for the mask and stuff. It's a massive work in progress, but if anybody has any sort of feedback or anything, it is clonable if you can look at it yourself and just tell me if there's any problems with it that you can see.
I think you have your cloning turned off.
You don't.
Turned off.
Oh, yep. My bad. There we go. It'd be nice to see it from a different point of view as well. I finally fixed the full body tracking as well, because so many people are saying, yeah, you need to fix the hip bone. There wasn't a complete answer on what to fix.
No, but we gave you an area to look at.
Yeah, you gave me the area, yeah. And then I eventually figured out that when I was in Unity, I looked at it, and apparently the hip bone to the thigh bone needs to be like a Mercedes logo kind of shape, whereas it was more like a upside down T. So that's why I was like lopsided for like an entire month, just wandering around like this. Like one leg was up here the entire time.
You had an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get those
there-
issues with Titanfall models a lot too, so I understand what you're talking about.
But yeah, the three people I want to thank for helping me along the way is Science, Zenos, Fuma, and mostly Gothic Snow Angel for teaching me everything I know about Blender. It's incredible.
So how many minutes do you blend it before it's done?
As you can see, there's a lot of things rotating. I only just finished it as well. That's why I was so like, oh my god, what? It's now? I'm not even finished.
You even have rotation within rotation.
Rotationception. But yeah, if any questions or feedback or anything, I'm much appreciated. I know you do. I know you do. It is optimized.
What do you mean it's good performing?
But yeah, I find materials. The only thing I could probably get rid of is the I could texture atlas it, I guess. Yeah, but the animation didn't change anything on the performance. No, no, if I did nothing like that. This is just purely like.
Well, I already see one animation constantly running.
Animated.
I'll constantly see one animation running on your bag.
Oh, can you see the tail?
No, the rotating thing. That's animated all the time.
Yeah.
One animator. You can still stay excellent with an extra animator, can't you?
That's you only have to use one animator.
Oh no, yeah, if you have two animators, it's good.
Space animator?
Yeah. You can't hit AV2.
Oh. Well, why are you using AV2? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Just delete an SDK. Just make a new project. There you go.
The moment I'm using SDK2 ribbons, like, you need to get out of this world. Right.
Avatar 3 all the way.
I'm distracted.
Yeah, did you mute Fraser?
Yep.
I can assure you.
Sorry, I muted. I've only been working on avatars for the past
Mind if I shoot
7
you a friend
months.
request? Because I really enjoy
But
your
this is
I was
something
gonna
that's
send you
taken
one.
2 months purely from a sculpt. So yeah, I'm completely new to this kind of thing.
I highly recommend getting into Avatar 3. It's not that difficult to get into, and you have a lot more freedom. Like, all of the animations can be done on just a single animator that's a part of the avatar. You don't need to add any more.
Okay, sweet. That's definitely one of my goals, is to move to SDK3.
There's a lot of documentation on Avatar 3, and I also highly recommend getting, I hope I'm not butchering their name, Lyuma's Avatar 3 emulator. It can be found on GitHub. Easy Google search, just, yeah, it's as vital as Cyan Emu if you're making worlds.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll bear that in mind. Thank you.
Avatar 3 emulator. It's a control panel where you can poke and prod at all of the different options for Avatar 3 in the editor, so you don't have to go into VRChat to muck around.
Sweet. No, I definitely bear that in mind. Thank you. But yeah, thank you guys for your time. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you for showing.
Thank you. The final person to show would happen to be Schizophrenia.
Never gonna get my. Just say it right one time. One time.
One time.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. So everyone, so this avatar is the same face that I always use, just with a new outfit, and I have to pause my music because this is a music-based avatar.
Is it copyrighted?
I did. Yeah, I don't own it, so you might as well mute the stream. It's pretty quiet though. Like I can mute it as well manually.
I'm just gonna turn off avatar volume.
I mean, it's from an artist. I don't know. I didn't really think about it, to be honest.
Okay, yeah. As soon as you said, I didn't think about it, so I'm glad that
Yeah.
caught it.
Yeah, it's more so people can actually hear what's going on when they watch it later, that it isn't muted.
Yeah, the main thing is the audio reactive like bars. So it's a bunch of blend shapes. So each like ring is 64 blend shapes, and they act on the pitch of the music that's playing.
Whoa.
So that's animated by hand?
So what actually I did was I have a Unity 2020 project that has a script in it, that one script that plays the audio and does the blend shapes, and then another script looks at what the object and records it into an animation. And then I put that animation onto a blank. So the main problem is file size. So thankfully in Unity 2020, that recorder component that you can use, you can give it a frame rate. So it's at 30 frames per second, but it's still 8 megabytes in size, just the animation file. It taught me a lot about how much Unity compresses animations. I had a 500 blend shape animation that on my PC is 500 megabytes, and in Unity it's 20. So you got that compression algorithm.
Interesting.
But so I can't really stack too many because it will Avatar will just get way too large. But
You said that this is just a default component in Unity 2020?
I say it's scripting, so you can I forget what it's called because I wrote a script that records it onto I manually made the mesh with all the blend shapes, but then I wrote 2 scripts to play the audio source onto it and to record it, and then I just moved the animation over. But the nice part about just doing blend shapes is you can do any song as long as you just record it, and I can change the color and everything.
Oh, that's nice, changing color.
I had at one point, I had the whole outfit changing colors, and it was just getting epileptic at that point.
Would you be willing to share those scripts?
I mean, I thought about it. I definitely could. It's just awkward because it has to be in Unity 2020.
Yeah, I get that.
And then, so it's definitely an awkward setup. And it makes me want scripting on avatars, but so I don't have to do a bunch of animation bullshit. But it's still pretty cool how it just works in the end. But so the nice part about using the blend shapes is I could make a completely different object just with 64 blend shapes, and I can toss the animation on, and it'll just work with it. So I don't have to make a new animation.
Does this does your script also happen to work in real time if, say, it's on a world?
Yeah. Oh, not in a world. It's not Udon. It's just C#. I mean, I know.
You could use Udon Sharp.
Yeah, I know Leah has. She was working with a bunch of audio stuff. You could very easily, in Unity 2018, do real-time Udon-based audio reactive stuff using blend shapes. It's definitely possible. Because it's audio spectrum data is the component you get out of the audio source, and you can do whatever the hell you want with it. The only reason I used Unity 2020 is because they added the frame rate limiter to the recording script. Otherwise, it just records as it goes. It records on update, so 60 times a frame, or 60 frames per second. So going to Unity 2020.
Are you recording it in play mode, edit mode?
Yeah.
Compile the...
So how this script works is I just put the script on the object, give it like a multiplier, what color I wanted to change into, how many things are going on, how many blend shapes. And then once I hit play, the one script starts playing, starts doing the blend shape changing, and then the other script reads every single thing that's happened so far, and when I get out of play mode, it writes everything that just happened into that animator or animation. So if it's really big, it can freeze Unity for like a good 10-15 seconds, but it still works.
You said that it's frame rate dependent, but could you say cap the frame rate of the application, and that wouldn't...
So no, that's Unity 2020. So yeah, before Unity 2020 was a thing, I did this in Unity 2018, and it was just based on update. In Unity 2020, they gave you a public parameter to just say record at this frame rate. So if I did this animation in Unity 2018, then it would be around 16-20 megabytes, but halving the frame rate down to 30 cuts the size in half, so it's only like 7-8 megs per like animator.
Okay. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so first of all, Kate, is this supposed to be like some sort of a monster? Like, what's the story behind the texture?
So the texture or the model?
I mean, like the Kate, there's a drawing kind of.
The drawing? What do you mean?
I think they're seeing images in the fold.
Oh, it's just a repeating. Yeah, it's just a repeating map, so it's not an actual. If there's an actual texture back, if you see an image, good for you, I guess.
Torso. It looks like breasts. There's like breasts there. It looks like you draw something in there, and I was like, is it a monster girl?
Oh.
With this?
It kind of does.
It looks like tits, yeah. I should probably move it.
No, it looks like a monster, please.
I could translate it to change it to whatever it was.
Like something.
Exactly. It's that ink thing. What is that ink where it's like, look at what do you see? Like two? Yeah. that's my model basically.
No, it reminds me of like a Silent Hill monster. Please don't just make it even better.
But yeah, it's just I do it on all my models. It's just something to make it so it isn't a solid color. Give it some sort of room light and some detail, without actually having to texture. Yeah, everything here is Scratch. I do all my stuff from Scratch. Yeah, I don't know. I forget what my main idea was. I just started designing this outfit based on the music stuff, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I just ended up into like who's that guy from Yu-Gi-Oh? The big ass collar.
Oh, Kaiba?
Yeah, Kaiba. Yeah. Shut up. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. So at first I was just going with whatever I felt like looked good, and then I was just like, I can just have Kaiba up as like a reference. What would be the harm?
It worked out pretty well.
But yeah, so I needed to get my audio reactive stuff on a newer avatar, because every time I wanted to show it off, it was like, yeah, okay, let me just go back to this avatar from like 2 years ago. I think I have one more thing I can show, which isn't quite working. I showed it the last one, an earlier version.
Oh, so no copyrighted music anymore.
Yeah, no copyrighted music. Isn't that crazy? So I have a little snake buddy, and he looks around at a random point. It's all
Oh.
random, so I'll have no idea.
Oh,
He'll
last
just
time
look around
you showed it off, you had the debug thing on it.
Yeah, I had the debug, so that's why I took my camera out so I know what the hell he's doing. But there's a bunch of points, so there's like 5 meters away from me. There's like both on one side, one in front, and then he's like looking at my hand right now, and now he's like behind me. So it's just using the random parameter thing, where you can just make it like get a random parameter and then constraint. So he's using aimIK to actually do like the bendy part to him, and then the target that he's looking at is a single point that's constrained around moving point. The other part is the lamia. So this was shaking. Or does it not work? Uh-oh.
I don't think it works because there's a bug.
It was working earlier I was in here. No, it's like static. It should at least be wiggling.
I think it's because you're standing inside of the voiceover white box. Try to step off the stage and do it.
I updated the world just moments before the event, so because I was trying to get the microphone to work.
Even if it was your world, it should still be freaking out. So it's not you. Excuse this avatar. This is.
Debug.
In the ground. Oh yeah, Ribbon, you did mess up. No, you did.
I told you.
You did change it.
Cool. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but so there's a. You can see the those little orange guys. Oh. So they're all grounders. Can't really show it off. Okay, this will be for Ribbon. Next time. Okay, you got 1 month.
I'm sorry.
The thing is, isn't there some kind of bug with avatars where they don't care what the collider settings are on the collider in there?
It's a final IK thing.
Oh.
So how this snake would work is each of these little blue and orange guys are grounders that are constrained to the dynamic bones. You guys know how to like do a snake normally, where you have like the dynamic bone chain for the snake tail, and you do a big ass collider underneath it for like the fake lore. This is like an upgrade of that, where instead of a big collider, each segment of the tail has its own collider that follows it on the X and Y axis, but not up and down. So if you're standing on a hill, the colliders will go up the hill, and so the snake will go up the hill.
Oh.
But it doesn't work if the colliders need to be on specific layers that I've chosen. So I've chosen the default and the environment layer as like the layers to look for. But sometimes world creators change the layers that the colliders are on, and then it doesn't work.
I like the passive aggressiveness here.
It worked
No, that
2 days
was
ago.
just aggressive.
In this world.
I've edited the world since 2 days ago. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Ribbon dead.
We blame you for not having your own collider to collide with.
No, it's just how Final IK works. For the grounder, you have to define layers. And if I defined every single, so I could define every layer, but then it would collide with my player capsule, it would collide with other people's player capsules.
And it would also collide with the bugs that is doing the voiceover, right?
Yeah, you don't want to collide with everything. So usually the default and the environment layer are the two like useful, like it's your best bet.
Yeah.
But then people change the layers, and not much I can do about it except be very passive aggressive when they're in the room.
Except if they have a good explanation for why.
There's never a good. No, there's not really a good explanation, really. To be honest. I
had changed it, but yeah, no, I changed it a month ago. But I had then yesterday I was trying to implement that mic,
so you could hold something instead of it being there. So I deleted that original game object, forgot that I needed to put it on a special layer, and then you yelled at me, and now I'm crying actual tears.
You're banned from the next Roundup.
Well, I just think it's funny because I joined this world like 2 days ago and did about an hour of debugging all of the snake in here. No, it's fine. Just next time.
Well,
You're 0 out of 2 so far for roundups. Let's hit a 1 out of 3 for next time.
Weapon, everything is gonna be okay. You had a hard time this month.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm messing with you, dude. I deal with it all the time. It's a very, very common issue because it's a very niche problem.
Yeah, I'm not actually.
No, you're good. Yeah, but that's about it. So if anyone has any questions about the audio stuff, about the Final Night Case stuff, about the snaky boy.
How do you make it all work on Quest?
A comment to make, actually.
No.
I can barely hear you when the music was playing.
Oh, the music?
Yeah, it was a bit too loud.
I have an audio slider, but I need to change it because at the moment it's a linear drop off, which means it doesn't really do anything until you're at like a 0 to 10%. So I need to change that to exponential. But yeah, I was at 100%. I just got that volume implemented, so I hear differently than everybody else. I obviously can hear myself because I'm yelling in my room alone. But yeah, I don't really know how it sounds to other people yet. But yeah, I'll probably set it to 50% instead of 100 for my usual. Yeah.
Table has a question. Table first.
What's up, Table?
Lower the volume of the music outside of Unity.
Well, I have a scale. Like I have a radial puppet to change the volume.
Oh, in that way.
Fair enough. If you want that to be dynamic, then you can keep it dynamic. All I'm saying is if you have maximum volume you want to achieve and it's less than whatever you currently have at 1, lower that outside of Unity, please.
No, that makes sense.
It means lower file size. I saw your talk table.
Do you think it just be an integer, or does it actually have to do a bunch of work?
The thing.
No, it's about lots of complex audio compression stuff.
The thing is, when when you decrease the audio inside Unity, the file size is still the same. If you decrease the volume outside of Unity with the file itself, the file actually decreases in size.
Oh, I think that would be about the same. Where I mean, like in Unity, you can set a 4K image to a 1K image, but it's still a 4K image on your PC, even though it's faking it. Right? Like.
Yeah.
The difference between what you're sampling, the properties of an audio source, and you're sampling different audio files. You're not changing.
Okay.
Unity isn't doing anything to the audio files themselves.
I will keep that in mind.
It's weird ways to save storage space.
You want to say? Yeah. Yeah, he has fangs on the inside. But he never opens his mouth. But yeah, I want to do his tongue flicking. I want to have him open his mouth. I have him following the hands every once in a while, but I want to be able to override the random look and like be able to hold out a trait or something, or make him like look where I'm looking. I've been enamored by having little pets. I guess one more.
The spider. The spider.
Yeah, I updated it.
Oh.
So that don't look at those legs because they don't work.
Oh my god.
But so I have the spider that like crawls around, and I gave him a little crawling animation, so he actually like moves his legs instead of floating. But I want to do the same thing with him, where he randomly like crawls around. Yeah.
gesture thing, or is it?
Yeah, so I have a wheel here, so I can choose hip. Yeah, so he has.
It's a radial menu thing.
And he can sit on the spine. He can go to the chest, and I have both shoulders where he's peeking over. I have out on the arm, out on the elbow, and then I have a grounder, which doesn't work because of the layers.
Yeah, was it trying to collide with this layer in there?
Yeah, you have the stage.
Some of the phantom senses would go insane while wearing that.
Yeah, they're all crawling around.
I would.
I don't think this will work. Or will this work? Oh yeah, Ruben, this still works. Okay, so my snakes are just fucked up. Okay, you messed up the stage still, but my snake is fucked up. That's not your fault.
I think your snake was working fine here.
Yeah, it looked like it was working fine off the stage.
Oh really? It wasn't for me.
On my end, it was working fine off stage.
I don't know.
Say happy birthday to the person.
Oh, I forgot.
Do it.
That's all I have. Carly Sneaky Boy.
That's all you always give us loads of content.
That's all I have. Only 3 things.
What?
I'm going to the weekending.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there soon too.
I need to do more things people love, like needles, millipedes, centipedes.
Oh,
People love those.
yeah.
The problem is I can't do centipedes and millipedes if I can't get the snake working because of yeah.
You do crabs.
Yeah. I've had other people do crabs with the spider system.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that system could also do a crab in a way.
Yeah, and anything with multiple legs is good for that spider system. But yeah, that's all final IK, all that spider stuff. Well, the guy on my back, that's constraints, so you don't need $90 for that.
Oh, Quest compatible. Quest compatible.
No! Stop talking about Quest compatibility. None of my avatars work on Quest because all the components are banned.
See it on Quest.
Yeah, you'll see it on Quest. Literally, they banned that like 2 months ago, I think.
It's cool. You can do it.
We'll see.
Alright.
Quest 4, maybe.
Yeah, but that's all I got.
I wonder if it would be able to be faked with physic bones.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta go eat dinner right now, actually.
I am also hungry. Thank you for all of you for coming to this the Avatar Roundup this month.
Thank you
for those unaware, just stopping by, friends drag them in, all that jazz. This is a monthly event. It happens every first Saturday. So mark your calendars for it being either 4 or 3 weeks in between each one. If you would like to, check out more info about the event or any, chat amongst yourselves, this event is part of a Discord. It's communitymeetup.net. It's the communitymeetup.net. So if you want to upload, or if you want to share your avatar publicly, but you didn't upload it publicly before the event, there's just an easy toggle on the website where if you go to your avatar, you can just click it to become public or private, and it changes instantly. If you get Squid's app, which is a VRChat companion app, you can also quickly just tap it on your phone. So yeah. Thank you for coming. Hopefully the menu system to have the mirror and the camera will be much better next time. I spent the last month crying. So yeah, thank you for coming.
We still love this event.
Goodbye. Say again. Yeah, I've wanted an Avatar event for so long, but Squid's like, no, community meetups for maps and worlds, and I'm like, no, but Avatar is so cool. So fuck it, I made it myself.
It's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, I passed.
Thank you. No, it was adorable. I'm glad you did.
It's fine.
I am going to bed. You all have fun.
Good night, table.
Well, I'm gonna go say bye to World Top people first, and then I'll.
I have another question.
Thank you. You as well, dude.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to go fix it.
Wait, is
That was really fun.
Sion?
question.
No.
What's up?
He's gone.
Let me go up for a sec so you don't have to bend down.
I'll need to.
No, it's cool. I'm fine with
Is there like
bending
a
over.
minimum?
I'm working on a Unity editor stuff for compressing
Is there like a minimum requirement for optimization when
So-
standing aside, or does it really matter?
Should I end my stream now?
So like, do you need to be optimized avatar while waiting? Okay.
Okay, I should end the stream. Okay, how do you end the stream?
Sure.
Oh.
I
Okay.
think just like being considerate. Like if you're very poor, like you are now, you might want to change into something that's a bit more, easier on performance.
Hey, Wibbin.
But if you're if there's like 5 people with very poor, I wouldn't say that that's terrible. I mean, this is an Avatar event where people want to be. I mean, I know. What's up, Nacho?
Hey, I gotta end the stream. How do I end the stream? What am I supposed to say? Screw you guys, see you next month.
Do a backflip and tell them to go to wikipedia.org and just go to a random page. Just read about anything.